pretty people. Say hi, Jerisha. Make sure you say hi to me. Hashtag to all the Pretty People Incorporated. What that means is we celebrate, collaborate, and we make great connections. And so if you are pretty, we share what we know for sure. My hope is to shorten somebody else's learning curve. And so we don't share enough. And so when we share, we can all go to the top. So I am going to teach some great business skills on follow-up today. One of the best ways to follow up with your clients, one of the best ways to follow up to get results, one of the best ways to follow up to get your pockets, right, fatter. And so go for the bag, get the bag, all the things. So if you're joining me, say hi, Jerisha. Always speak to me. I speak back. And so, yes, you see this right here. I had to go get some blood work done. And you're not going to believe this. I had to get some blood work done. It took over an hour and 45 minutes of my time. So I was rushing to get back to you because I'm live every Tuesday at 1:30 for a quick lunch and learn. Every Tuesday at 1:30, I am present. I share actionable business tips, tools, hacks, marketing, branding, and obviously scripts like these that are going to help you build your business or grow your business. And so I was like, I have a live at 1:30. And so over an hour and 45 minutes. And guess what? Not only did I get stuck one time, I got stuck 3 times. I'm going to put it in my story. So make sure you're following me in my stories. Yes, one time here's a Band-Aid right here, a Band-Aid right here. And then ultimately where it really hurts right here. And so, yes, somebody's going to say, were you hydrated? I drank 1.5 bottles of water. So she said, you got to drink like 3-4 bottles of water. And so, and then I had my ginger, my turmeric, my lemon, and cucumber, which is a shot. Yeah, but at any rate, I got stuck 3 times today to get some blood. And I was like, I got to get back. So I'm present. And this is what you call committed. This is what you call going through the process. So yes, let me know where you're tuning in from. Arizona in the building. I see you, Chicago, Alabama in the building. Yes, so make sure you say hi to me. I speak back. And let me just tell you, I'm going to share with you one of the best ways to follow up because I have something special for all of the pretty people. So if you want to be a part of the pretty people, make sure you hashtag pretty people. And so, yes, we want to celebrate you. We want to crown our kings and queens over here. Yes. Hello, gorgeous. Oh, Dallas is in the building. Hey, Robbie Spencer is in the building. Yes. Hello, Vanessa is in the building. Good to see your beautiful faces. So I am having some good things happening over here. And so I like to share the good, the bad, the ugly with the people. And I try to be as honest as possible. So let me just tell you why I'm capable and qualified to teach on this subject. I've been an entrepreneur for over 18 years. I built my business initially offline, came online right before the pandemic, made all the mistakes most people make. That's why I started training on how to leverage and monetize social media. And all the mistakes that I made, my hope is to shorten your learning curve so you don't make those same mistakes. Although making mistakes is a part of the process, we fall forward to success. And so I teach people how to build their businesses online and offline. So I create what I call double threats. So if you want to be a double threat, hashtag double threat. If you want to be a double threat. And right now people are like, I want to speak too, because I am a business coach. I'm a speaker, radio personality. And so my background is in radio and television. Loved the industry when I was in corporate America, hated the hours after I had my first son. And the first person that spoke to me about a home-based business, I said, yes, yes, yes. What do I need to do? And so I wasn't skeptical. I didn't have any previous, businesses. I didn't sell anything previously. I just was hungry. I was like, whatever I need to do, whatever is necessary. So I went through the process like a lot of people, like they tried so many different businesses. I tried one business and I went to the top 1% of that company. And so I was just dedicated to the process. And so I don't consider myself, that special. I just know that I can learn a skill. So I'm the person that I can learn anything that I choose to learn. And so they taught me a skill set. So if you want to build a business and you can learn a skill, you can be very successful. And so now I get to share with you what I know for sure. And I'm currently developing 100 new business partners in my social retail business. Right now, really helping 100 families get started with me as your mentor, your business coach. If you want to learn more about the 100, put 100 in the chat, or you could text me. My text number is right on my profile. You could text 100 and we can talk about it. But yes, I'm very serious about helping people either extra money if that's what you want, but really helping them earn $100,000 working for themselves. Yes, yes, and yes, it's possible. Are you going to put in the work? Yes. So I'm not one of the coaches or influencers going to say, oh, you can do it in 1 hour. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You can't do it in 1 hour. You're going to put in the sweat, time, and equity and all the things in building your business, but it's going to be worth it. And it's so much easier online. It's so much easier than offline. And so I know that for sure, firsthand experience. So this is not a theory. This is not what I read in a book. This is my personal experience. It's harder building it offline. And if I can build it offline, I know I can crush online. And so I want to help you do that as fast as possible. And so I got some good things for you. I got some news for you. Okay. I got some good news. So follow up. We're going to be talking about follow up every day until Tuesday of next week, because I have a free FREE follow-up training for all of you. Yes, on the FREE. And so all you have to do is grab the follow-up ebook. The link is in the bio, or put follow-up in the chat so you can grab the follow-up ebook. And I talk about that in a moment. But yes, so I'm going to do a 1 hour training with you, really sharing how you can have massive success or better results in the next 4 months if you learn how to follow up properly. Okay. So let me just tell you, follow up is an ongoing process. And sometimes, right, you typically feel like you're bothering people, but that's because you're not following up correctly. Okay. So sometimes you might talk to somebody for over a year and they haven't done anything, especially if they're quality. I like to keep in touch with quality people. Now, whatever you think quality is on a scale of 1 to 10, is she a 10 or is she a 1? And so if you have somebody quality that you want to work with, somebody you admire, somebody that's an overachiever, somebody that you see, right, this person, has some goals. This person is somebody I want to partner with. I will probably stay in touch with that person, but there's a way to do it. And so you will continue to keep, a list of people that are your key people. Now, I'm one of the people, I believe you should share everything about your business. I think you should share your business, your product, your services as much as possible to everybody, especially if you think it will serve them. And so I just believe if you're not marketing, right, what you have, you're assuming people know. You have to market every single day. You have to brand yourself. Now, in follow-up, you do have to have a list. I know people talk about having this list. You can have an email list or a text messaging list. These are people that you've offered the product to, you offered your opportunity to or service, and they haven't quite moved forward yet, right? But they have expressed interest. Now, let me just say, in my follow-up training, I'm going to share with you a way that you can follow up, how a tracking system, some tools, some apps that you can use so you're continuously touching base with these people. Now, you're not going to touch base every day. You're not even going to touch base every week. So there's a sequence behind it that I'm giving to you in the follow-up ebook. I'm excited about it. Now, of course, my mentor and business coach was like, you can't give the training away. I mean, it's too valuable. It's an hour of your time. Trust me, an hour of my time does not cost what that ebook costs. So when you grab the ebook, you'll have the first tool in your hand ready for the training on next Tuesday. All right. So put follow up or go straight to the link tree, grab the follow up ebook because you're going to need it. Now, usually for most people, it's timing. You think when you're following up, they're ignoring you. First of all, you still have to hold your posture when you're following up. You're not begging anybody. Now, I don't have that kind of personality where I'm going to beg people. You're either coming. I'd like for you to come. I want you to join me in this success train. I want you to ride with me to the top. So I will ask you, obviously, yes, we're going to do great things. I like to do it with you, but I am going to do it without you. That's a fact. And so you want to make sure you offer people the thing, but you have to be confident. You have to be secure in what you know. You know your product is great. You know your service is great. And so it's like, oh, they're not ready for what you have to offer. So we wait on no one. You better write that down. I cannot wait on anybody. I'm looking for the ready right now. The 100 women who want to change their lives, 100 people who want not just time freedom, but they want to create residual income. They want to utilize social media. They want to make sure they're posting and profiting. Those are my people. And they're ready right now. So you've got to have that same type of confidence in your thing. And so you just want to touch base as if they're a friend, and at some point they probably will change their mind if you're doing it. But if you stop, they're like, I'm so glad I didn't purchase. I'm so glad I didn't join her. I'm so glad I didn't do it, because you stop believing. You stop believing in you. You stop believing in your process. You stop believing in your system. You stopped. And they were probably ready to go. I hear so many stories like, I was going to join her, but then I found out she quit. I was going to join this organization, then I found out they quit. So quitting is not an option. You've got to just learn to follow up. Does this make sense? Yes or yes? Okay. So touch base is not asking them to purchase. Write this down. When you're touching base, is not, are you ready to purchase? Are you ready to purchase? Are you ready to purchase? That's not what you're doing. Follow the emails that you receive from other retailers, and that's how you follow up. And so just keep in mind, in the ebook that you're going to grab, there is scripts to follow up for an entire year. Yes, I know. And so you no longer are thinking, I don't know what to say. You're going to know what to say. Now you're going to insert your company, your product, or whatever, but you're going to know exactly what to say when you're following up. I know. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. And so I also am going to give you the days. So of course, in the first 24 to 48 hours, everybody should be following up with the person. If you meet somebody today, whether it's out and about, when I built my first business, it was out and about, networking face to face. I would call that person within 24 to 48 hours. Oh, I am going to call you. Okay. So that's number one. You want to make sure you create a sense of urgency. Let's go. Let's go. You're busy. I'm certainly busy. So I don't have time to not follow up with you. So I'm following up within the next 24 to 48 hours. We on the phone, or I'm leaving a message, or I'm texting, whatever it is. Now, because we're online, a lot of us, we're online. Yes, you're going to message, you're going to text, whatever form of communication that you guys had, you're going to make sure you follow up. People forget. What you forget or you fail to realize, you're not a priority yet. They might want what I have, but you're not a priority yet. So I don't see the urgency following up with you that fast, but you see the urgency because you know what you can offer. So I see the urgency in the 100 because I know I can help 100 people and change their lives. And so I know why I'm following up, but they don't know yet. And see, most people don't know what they don't know. So if you could change and then say, listen, let's go ahead and get you educated, right? Not interested. Let's get you educated so they'll know why they need to talk to you. Now, I'm going to give this to you really quickly, so make sure you write it down. Here are simple ways that you can follow up with someone that you've already were in communication with. I'm not talking about a person you haven't spoken to. We're talking to people, right? How many of you put in the chat for me? Seriously, you have this list of people who said they wanted your product. Just put yes in the chat. Yes. You have a list of people. Yes. Yes. That they said they wanted to try your product. They wanted to purchase your product. Like I have this liquid collagen that I absolutely love. There are so many people like, Jerusha, I'm going to get that collagen. Yeah, I'm going to get, I have to follow up using a system, not me physically. Because if I have hundreds of customers, or if you have thousands of customers, you can't physically one person follow up like that. That's why you have tools and apps that we'll discuss in the follow-up training. But if you have less than 50 customers, you could do it yourself manually. You could do it. Once you pass 50 customers, you got 75, 100. It might be a little bit difficult because most of you work a traditional 9 to 5. So you wouldn't have time. That's why you have to pay for an app to help you. You have to do some automation to help you. You have to do that. Do you not think all the emails you get from Delta, whoever, is automated? Everything is automated. Even the text messages from your doctor to follow up for your appointment, automated. The message I got today that I had some blood work appointment today, automated. So you need to use automation too. Okay. So now, just because people put collagen, They don't purchase all the time immediately, but they know they want it. So I have to follow up. So here's what I'm going to give you. Write this down. When someone you've spoken to and they expressed interest in your service, your opportunity, they put 100, they want to talk to me about the 100. I got you, girl. I see you. Once I give the information, I've shared my business opportunity. I've shared that I will be the person that's mentoring and coaching you. And, we will be able to work together. Now, the person has to think about it. The person has to speak with their significant other or whatever it may be. When you follow up, here's what you can say. As promised. Those are my two favorite words right there. Because when you say as promised, one, it's the credibility. Okay. And that other person, like, oh, this person did say they were going to follow up. You don't have to use the word follow up. The word follow up sounds like you don't have posture. The word follow up doesn't sound like you're the CEO of your own company. I don't think Oprah is going to call me and say, hey, Jerusha, I was following up. Like, I don't think she's going to use that word, right? And so you want to make sure that you sound like you're in business. You're running your whole organization. You're running your whole corporation, your empire. And so when you get on the phone with Natasha, you get to say, as promised, I'm calling to see if you had any questions on the enrollment process. ? You are always asking questions. You've got to become a great question asker. Is that a word, asker? You've got to ask the right questions. So I'm going to say it again, because I know a pretty person is going to put this in the chat for me. So you say, Latasha, this is Jerusha. If you're on the phone, either way it works, on the phone or if you're texting, doesn't matter. It's Jerusha. As promised, I'm calling to see if you had any questions about the enrollment process, ? And just wait for it. Sit that on the shelf right there. Okay. And wait for it. They're going to reply, okay, no, I don't have any questions. If they don't have any questions about the enrollment process of starting your service or starting an opportunity, okay, there's no reason why we can't get started today because you don't have any questions. The reason why people don't make decisions, usually they have questions. The reason why they're on the fence, they probably need to ask questions or they just don't have the money. Okay, that's usually what it is. So that's one way you can follow up. So if this is good, it's going to be good in the follow-up training. The second way that I will tell you that you can do when you're following up, I'm calling to see if it makes sense to sign up in my social retail business. I'm calling, so you say the name, hey, Teresa, this is Jerusha. I'm calling to see if it makes sense to sign up in my social retail business, ? Because if it doesn't make sense, she's not going to do it. A confused mind does nothing. Write that down. A confused mind does nothing. When people are confused, they stop. And we don't want them to stop. We want them to stay in momentum because we know success loves speed. That's why you're creating a sense of urgency. That's why you're talking fast. You ever notice salespeople talk really fast? They move fast because it's creating a sense of urgency. You want people to make a decision because what happens is they ponder, they think about it, and they talk themselves out of changing their own lives because fear sets in. Other people's opinion sets in. But they knew they should have started a business with you. They knew they should have purchased that product for better skin, hair, nails, gut, digestion, bones. They knew they should have done it. But they let other people, other influencers in their lives who are not doing much, tell them, oh, you probably shouldn't do that. Oh, my cousin did that. It didn't work for her. Oh, my aunt did that 20 years ago. It didn't work for her. Obviously, the way we did business 5 years ago is not the same way we're doing business today. Clearly, we are not doing business the same way we did it 20 years ago. At least the strategies and systems, right? The people part is always the same. You still have to learn people. So you're going to ask. Another way, yeah, she said, loving it. Okay, great. So I know you're going to grab the follow-up ebook and get in the training next Tuesday. The training is available. Yes, it's available. You're going to have me for a whole hour. Check this out. Another way is if you are the owner, right? So I actually like Pretty People. So the brand of Pretty People organization is my brand because of you guys. You're the Pretty People. If I'm talking to someone about a speaking engagement, I get to say, or a negotiation that we're trying to make for me to speak on their stage or their Zoom or whatever, their live. I get to say, hey, Michelle, it's Jerusha from Pretty People Incorporated. I have an idea I'd like to get your opinion on. Call me as soon as you get this message at 404 da 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 da. You see how I didn't even hesitate? You are in charge. Don't be afraid to own who you are. I think that is what you are afraid of. Like, I'm just a little person. You are not. You're it, my dear. You are a big person. And so I was listening to somebody and it was like, the police stopped. No, somebody was in a car accident and the police gave both of them a citation. I'm like, how can the car accident, he give both of you the citation? And they said that person was a big person. And he said, yeah, that person was a big person. So they didn't want to just give that person the ticket. And that person was driving drunk, right? And I was just thinking, it's funny how we label people the big person, the big people, the big wigs. Girl, you are the big wig. You're the big person. Somebody else isn't the big person. So why would you think people are better than you? They're not. You have skills only you possess. You have skills that only you can do. Nobody can be you. No one can be you. No one can deliver like you. You're the big person. And so I was listening to that conversation. I was like, well, that's one. It was like, well, I'm just a little person. I'm the peon. They're a big person. So they gave both of us the ticket. And I was thinking, interesting that you view yourself like that. And so you got to make sure whatever you're saying to yourself, right? Whatever you believe about yourself is true. It's true. And you're the closest. So you're talking to yourself all the time. And so write this down. Now, there's one way to do that. And so also, here's another way. I address people by name. I want to make sure it's not a blast text. I want to make sure, even though I can send out there's thousands of people on my email list. And so they're all addressed by their names using a system, using a tool. And so I'll share with you in the follow-up training the different tools. There are so many inexpensive tools and there are some free tools. And so, I mean, all of that is up to you. Once you start getting customers, you'll be able to pay for more apps. No worries. I got you covered. But another way that you can follow up with someone that has already seen your opportunity or service or product knowledge or whatever. Hey, Yvonne, this is Jerusha, the founder of Pretty People Incorporated. Call and see if it makes sense to send you the next steps to get started. ? Hey, Yvonne, this is Jerusha. And you don't even have to say, if you're not the founder, you're not the CEO, you're not the whatever, you are in network marketing, direct sales, whatever, social retail. You just say, hey, Yvonne, this is Jerusha. Call in and see if it makes sense to send you the next steps to get started. If they say, I don't know, like people like say, I don't know, I'm thinking about it, I'm praying about it, blah, 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 blah. Those are overcoming ways to overcome objections. Where there's a whole list, top 10 ways to overcome objections. I give those in the 3-day ride. But if she says, I don't know, this is what you ask. What would you like next steps to be? ? You see how I'm not trying to sell her on something that I've already given her information on? The key part of follow-up is to find out what's missing from them. You think it sounds great to start telling about your company history. It's the number one, company, your company stats, the ingredients. None of that matters if she's not asking that question. And so you are answering what she asked or he asked, right? And so you get to say, she says she doesn't know. You say, what would you like next steps to be? ? And wait for it. Wait for it. And if she still doesn't know, she doesn't know what she'd like next steps to be. Okay. You can say, well, this is what I think next step should be. I can go ahead and send you the online enrollment. We can go ahead and get started today. We have a step-by-step plan of action. Does that sound great? Yes or yes? You tell her the next steps. She doesn't know what the next steps is. Or you can say, what do you think the next step should be? What do you think the next step should be? Because I'm asking you, what questions can I answer for you? None. What do you think next step should be? So the obvious step is to get started because you don't have any more questions. The obvious step is to go ahead. You have, joint problems, knee problems, the obvious step is to purchase the liquid collagen so we can get you some results. So nothing is actually stopping us. And so, of course, you've got to make sure that if you've never heard these before, that you wrote it down. Whenever I'm learning something, I have to write it down. It commits to memory better. You're not going to remember this, and it's not going to be saved on TikTok, unfortunately, but it'll be saved on the replay or the book face. So if you watch the replay on the book face, put replay. And so if this was helpful, just imagine if I have you for an hour training you on how to properly follow up so you can get results, because the holiday season is right upon us. And so we want to take advantage now, because the holiday stuff is already going up, okay? We have to take advantage now of building the relationship, starting the conversation. So when you follow up September, October, November, December, the biggest months of the year for you to really crush your sales, right? This is selling season. I don't know if you know this or not, but you have to start communicating now with the peoples, okay? Loving on the peoples. So you're following up. Now, that's why I said grab that follow-up ebook, because you'll have a reason to follow up. Most people don't know why they're following up. Like, I don't even know what to say. And we want to eliminate that, okay? We don't want you not being able to follow up. We want you to know exactly what to do to follow up, because we want to get you results in 2023. Yes or yes? So if you know you need this follow-up training, you loved already what you've heard, and that's just a snippet. That's just a little sound bite, okay? Compared to everything that's in that follow-up ebook. So you can grab it in the link tree. Just go to my profile. If you're on TikTok, click my round face, that little circle. It'll take you out of the page. Then it'll click it again. It'll take you to the profile. My link tree is there. Instagram, my link tree is on my profile. And then, of course, Facebook, same thing. Or you can put follow up in the chat. You can put follow up in the chat. And myself or my assistant will send you the info to get the follow-up ebook. Now, once you have the follow-up ebook, you are automatically entered into the training. And so the training obviously is going to be great because I'm going to make sure this is a bonus. Okay, I'm going to make sure I answer all your questions. So I'll have a live Q&A as well. And even if you work, most of my audience here, you guys work, right? And so I do this quick lunch and learn for 20 minutes because I know you're working. And so even though it's going to be at 1:30 to 2:30 on next Tuesday, the replay is available. I promise you it's going to be fine. The replay is available. So grab the follow-up ebook, and the Q&A is going to be at night. So all of you will be home and you will be able to ask me any questions, and I'll be happy to answer. And so listen, I love this type of training. I love sharing what I know for sure, because when you get results, right, and you're doing better in your businesses, guess what? It helps your family. When you help your family, now you can help your church. Now you can help your community. Now you can help and save the world. Okay, but if you're not even in a place where you're doing it, right, you can't help other families. And so that's one of my things is it's great that I could, for my boys, #mama boys, but I oftentimes look at other people and I'm just like, oh, my son has an opportunity to go to Italy for I think like 8 days, and then he's going to Africa. And I look at other people and I'm like, I want their child to go too. I don't want just a select group of people to go. We want everybody to go. We want every child to go, right? And so in order to do something like that, we have to have resources. We've got to collaborate. We got to celebrate each other. We got to purchase from each other. We can all win when we learn a skill. And so that's what gets me excited is I don't want to just help my family. I want to help other people. And I want to do random things like Shaquille O'Neal. You guys know all the little stories. If you don't follow him, follow him. I like it. So he has a home here in Georgia. So my son plays basketball and football and run track. And so his son actually went to a school that my son played in basketball. And so I like it when he goes into Home Depot, and if someone is, purchasing a washer and dryer, he walks up to him and said, get what you want. I'm going to pay for it. That is such a dream of mine. then somebody, they're going to be looking for a home and it's going to be their first home. And I'm going to walk up and be like, you can get that home today. What don't that just about to make you cry? Like, I don't want to do what you just do. I can feed the hungry with Jose Feed the Hungry in Atlanta. Okay, I can feed this homeless person. I don't want to do it like that on that scale. I do that now. I pay for the person behind me at Chick-fil-A. Those are things we can do right now. I want to do something like, oh my gosh, you just walk in the store and you see someone having to put something back because they don't have enough money. And you're like, girl, you can get all that. We're going to pay for it. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I don't want to do little things. And so in order for that to happen, I have to help other people so you can get where you need to be so we can be where we need to be. And so, yes, so if you love this type of motivation, inspiration, and business tips, make sure that you're following. I'm live every Tuesday at 1:30. I'm excited for your businesses. If you don't have a business, obviously get educated about one. I am developing 100 new business partners, so put 100 in the chat if you want to learn more about what I do in particular. And so, yes, I'm looking forward to seeing all of you. Grab the follow-up ebook. You're automatically entered into the training for next Tuesday, or put follow-up in the chat. I'm really just thankful that grace and mercy follow me. I'm Jerusha, and I'll see you on the page. Have a great day. See you next Tuesday. Bam, 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 bam.